your child said that you'll never forget. The day I lost my hair, my daughter stopped recognizing me. Not completely, just enough to break my heart. I was 34 when I got diagnosed with stage 3 ovarian cancer. One doctor's appointment, one phone call, and suddenly every conversation in our house became whispers behind closed doors. My husband tried to stay strong for me. I tried to stay strong for our daughter, Sophie, but cancer has a way of turning even ordinary moments into something terrifying, especially when your child is only 5 years old. At first, Sophie didn't fully understand what was happening. She just knew mommy suddenly slept a lot more, that mommy cried in the shower sometimes, that mommy went to hospitals that smelled weird and came home too tired to play princesses. When chemo started, things got worse fast. The nausea, the exhaustion, the way food suddenly tasted like metal, but nothing prepared me for losing my hair. I tried to make it less scary for Sophie. My husband helped me shave my head before it started falling out in clumps. We even tried to make it fun. Music playing, fake smiles. Sophie sitting on the bathroom counter watching us quietly. But after my husband finished shaving the last strand, she just stared at me, completely silent. Then she climbed down from the counter and walked out of the room. That hurt more than the cancer did. After that, something changed in her. She became careful around me, like she was afraid I might break. Every morning, she'd peek into my room before school just to make sure I was still breathing. At night, she'd crawl into bed beside me and press her tiny hand against my back while I slept. One evening, I asked her why she kept doing that, and she whispered, "I need to make sure you're still warm." I had to turn away so she wouldn't see me cry. The hardest part was pretending everything would be okay when I honestly didn't know if it would. Some nights after Sophie went to sleep, I'd sit on the kitchen floor completely numb while my husband held me, terrified I wasn't going to watch my little girl grow up, terrified she'd forget me. Then one afternoon, after a brutal chemo session, I came home and found dozens of sticky notes taped all over the house. On the fridge, on the walls, on the bathroom mirror. Each one had messy little words written in crayon. "Mommy, you are brave. Mommy, cancer is stupid. Mommy, I love your shiny head." I laughed so hard I started crying. For the first time in months, our house didn't feel heavy. It felt alive again. After that, Sophie became my tiny shadow. If I got sick, she'd bring me crackers and water. If I cried, she'd climb into my lap and wipe my tears with both hands, like she was trying to fix me. One day, I overheard her talking to one of her stuffed animals. She said, "No, Mommy's not dying. She's just having a hard time." That sentence shattered me, because I realized my 5-year-old was trying to comfort herself the same way adults do. Then came the night I'll never forget for the rest of my life. It was around 2 a.m. I woke up and noticed Sophie standing in the doorway of our bedroom, just standing there silently holding her blanket. I asked what was wrong. She walked over slowly, climbed into bed beside me, and curled herself against my chest. Then she asked the question every parent fears hearing. "Mommy, if you die, will you still know me when I get older?" I felt the air leave my lungs. I didn't even know how to answer. My husband turned away because he was already crying, but Sophie kept talking. She said, "I'm scared you'll forget what I look like." That completely destroyed me. I pulled her into my arms and told her there was nothing in this universe that could ever make me forget her. Not time, not sickness, not even death. She nodded like she wanted to believe me. Then she looked up at me with tears running down her face and said the one thing I'll carry with me forever. She whispered, "Then you have to stay alive long enough for me to remember you too." I broke, completely broke. Because until that moment, I had been fighting cancer because I was afraid to die. But after hearing that, I started fighting because my daughter was afraid to forget the sound of my voice. That was 3 years ago. I'm cancer-free now. My hair grew back. Life slowly returned to normal. But sometimes when Sophie thinks I'm asleep, she still sneaks into my room just to check if I'm warm. And every single time she does, I pretend not to notice, because some part of me knows there may come a day when she stops checking, stops needing me, stops reaching for my hand in the dark. But I'll never forget the little girl who loved me so fiercely. She tried to keep me alive with it.